Right, right. Today's been an eventful day in the world of boxing, hasn't it? We got announcements made. We got other announcements coming. Let me know how that is. Let me know if you can hear it all right. Looks all good on my end. So, AJ Fury. Lads, it's looking like we're good to go. It's looking like it's. When was the first time they announced like this fight was in the making? Was it July? Was it June last year? I'm nearly sure it was during the first lockdown when they first announced that they were making moves to get this fight made. I'm nearly sure it was way back then. We're getting it. It is looking like we're getting it now, lads. I can't believe it. I heard that I think it was at someone in Top Rank, and I might talk about this later, that they said they basically have 28 to 30 days. I think it's 28, 30 days to decide on a venue, basically. So they need to know exactly where it's going to be within 28, 30 days. I don't know if that means that if they don't have a venue, that the contract's null and void or something like that. But man, man, I can't believe it. I tell you one thing, right? When this fight got first talked about last year, and they were saying 2 fight deals, and bear in mind, White hadn't even lost to Povetkin. I was like, damn. I was like, this fight ain't gonna happen. And now everything's kind of come into place. Pretty much, if Povetkin hadn't have got knocked out if Dylan White hadn't have got knocked out by Povetkin the first time round, there's a good chance this fight wouldn't be happening. So you think about it like this, right? If Dylan White hadn't have got knocked out by Povetkin, say he'd have beat Povetkin, we'd be talking about Tyson Fury versus Dylan White, and we'd probably be talking about AJ versus Usyk potentially next year being the undisputed fight. So we can thank Povetkin because he's potentially helped make this fight a reality because he pretty much took care of the mandatory. Like literally, if it wasn't for Povetkin knocking out Dylan White, we'd be waiting probably another year for this fight. If you think about it like that, it's crazy to think because Dylan White, remember, he was talking about February 2021. He was digging his heels in prior to losing to Povetkin. And to be honest with you, that really cost him planning ahead, planning for his title shot. That really cost him because he could have been in there. He could have been there with Fury this year. We could be building up to Dylan White versus Tyson Fury, right? He really needs to be tanking. We really need to be tanking Alexander Povetkin for knocking Dylan White out, because we're getting this fight made a lot easier. Let's have a look, see at the chat. We see what we gotta. I can't wait. I'm dying to know what you guys all think. I'm dying to know whether you see like it. They're saying signed, right? We're saying it's all G. It's this, that, and the other. I really want to know what you guys think because I'm convinced we're getting this fight next, but I'm in the mindset of right. I'm convinced we're getting this fight next, but you know that sort of way where you just want it. You just want that official announcement. This is the date. This is the venue before you really start getting excited. Do you know that sort of way? It's like you want to you don't want to have false hope. It's like imagine you've done a job interview. Everything's perfect. And you think you're going to get it. And then the last minute they turn around and they say, no, you ain't going to get it. That happened to me a few years ago. Literally, I'll tell you a story. About 2019, I went for a job interview, done prep, done presentation, done everything perfect. And the recruiter even told me, yeah, you're a surefire. You've done this. And they fucking rang me that evening and they said, no, you don't have it. And I was like, well, fuck you anyway. So I'm kind of like that with these fights nowadays. Until I see the announcement saying, yeah, this is the date, venue, time, I'm kind of like, oh, I want to believe it, but I don't at the same time. A big up to Rich, and he's saying AJ to win easy. Well, that's one thing. Look, whether you think Fury or AJ wins, no one's winning this fight easy. I've seen a good few people comment on my video that I done today saying, oh, it's going to be this guy easy. It's going to be... No one's winning this fight easy, lads and lassies. Ain't no one winning it. Big up to G-Man. No easy winner. Still edging Fury. Yeah, I'm leaning towards Fury, right? I ain't going to do a prediction video for this fight just yet or anything like that, but I'm leaning towards Fury. It's kind of up in the air for me at this stage. I mean, I think they're both kind of counteracting one another. AJ still recovering from the Ruiz loss. I think the inactivity ain't going to help Tyson Fury. But big ups to G and Room. Yeah, big up to G. Big up to the judge. Evening all. Evening to King Dale Clark. Big up to you, man. Evening all. You hear perfectly. That's always the one thing I'm afraid of, whether it repeats or not, is always annoying. It does do that sometimes. And big up to Tony. Big up to you every time. I still haven't heard back, by the way, what you were asking me. So once I do, I will let you know, mate. 100%. For me, this fight is all about who can dictate the range and at what stage of the fight. Yes, I think you're spot on there. For me, something I'm wondering about is the weights. Now, the weights of both guys are something I'm intrigued of. You know, I think that AJ, if he looks at Fury, if Fury comes in heavy or is planning to come in heavy, I'm wondering will AJ think he needs to come in heavy too? And I'm telling you now, AJ's optimum weight would be in the low 240s. If he comes in the 250s, I'm telling you now, like when I think about it like this, a lot of people's predictions will probably change based upon what they weigh in at. You know, if we see AJ weighing in the 250s, that won't be good. If we see AJ weighing in the low 240s, that will be. It's amazing if you think about it that with heavyweight boxing, probably, you see, I remember someone telling me once, this was an MMA fan, that he hates heavyweight weigh-ins for big fights because neither guy has cut the weight. So he goes, there's nothing entertaining about it. And this was in the build-up to the Ruiz-Joshua fight. And I said, nothing entertaining about it. I said, it's probably more intriguing than any other division to see the weigh-ins because you're curious as to what they'll weigh in. You know, I remember being so convinced that AJ would beat Ruiz, even prior to him weighing in. But the minute he weighed in 2-8, I was like, AJ's got this. So I find the heavyweight weigh-ins are always the funnest. Yeah, they haven't cut a lot of weight, but seeing how much they weigh is the interesting part for me. Good evening to Joe. How's life? Man, I'm going well. Recovered from the brilliant Estrada Gonzalez fight yet? Oh, lads, that I forgot. We need to talk about that as well. What did you guys think of Estrada Chocolatito? That was a hell of a fight. I rewatched it. I watched it again yesterday evening, and I still think Gonzalez won. I had it 115, 113 to Chocolatito, but that was a hell of a fight, lads. I'm telling you now. I was worried. I remember the first round because I didn't watch it live, but I didn't know the result the next morning. So I watched it, unknown. And I remember getting a bit worried, thinking, oh shit, I wonder, is this fight going to end up kind of being anticlimactic? Like where maybe it's a feeling out kind of fight. Yeah, what? None of that. No, we didn't have anything to worry about. We were all good. It was a hell of a fight. If AJ Fury is on, you have to favor Fury. Do you know, ever since I've been talking about this fight, it's just been split either way. Whenever this is the one fight where it seems like if I ask people in the comment section or anything who they got, it's just so 50-50. I must actually do a poll. That's one thing I've not done yet. I must just do a poll on the channel and just ask people what they think. Not even ask by method. Just say who will win. Not even by like how. Just say AJ Fury and just see who wins, because you can never get an accurate idea. It seems almost 50. I'd say if I'd done that, it'd be kind of in around the 40 kind of range. Be like 40% one, probably 50% something else. Yeah, here's pretty much a done deal. Man, can't wait for this one. I reckon Dubai. I reckon that's where they're going to do it. I reckon Dubai seems the most logical place to do it. Can't see it happening in Saudi of all play. I can't see they doing it in Saudi. It's going to be in the Middle East, but Saudi is just, I don't see it. Let's not get hype. It might and not get ahead of a lot of politics. That's the only thing. And again, that's kind of where I am with the whole, waiting for this. I'm pretty much convinced we're getting it, but I don't want to jump the gun and be like, yeah, book your plane tickets, get ready for this. And then for all of a sudden, something to just fall on its face, just to say, oh, they didn't do this, or Team Ting didn't do this. I don't want that. I just want this fight. And until I get a date, an announcement, and I'm telling you now, lads, right? I'll be watching the Povetkin white card, and I will be just waiting for them to make that announcement. I will be waiting for them to make that announcement on that Povetkin white card. I reckon that's where they're going to do it. All right, because to me, as I said before, when they announce big fights, they usually do them on the big cards. They usually do them on big fight night cards. So I can't really see them just announcing it, out of the blue. Oh yeah, it's going to be here, and then, here we go. I reckon I reckon they're going to do it on the Dylan White Povetkin card. That's what I reckon. We got here. Let's see who else we got. But oh yeah, good points. For those who don't know, right? I said this earlier on. And this is true, and I don't. You need to. This is one thing I thought about today. If Dylan White hadn't lost to Povetkin, we wouldn't have AJ Fury coming up. If you think about it like that, because before he won in the chat, I said that right at the start of the chat. Povetkin, if he hadn't knocked out Dylan White would not. I don't think he would have took step aside money. He would have dug his heels in for that mandatory, and I reckon we would be waiting until next year for AJ Fury. So we should be really tanking this. We should really be tanking stars. You know, we should really be tanking Povetkin for knocking out Dylan White. You know, what happens in the rematch, leave it. But for now, we got AJ Fury, so we can tank that uppercut. You know, we wanted it. We wanted AJ versus Fury, and Povetkin said, "Right, hold my vodka. I'll sort this out, lads. You know, I'll be the good guy. Hold my vodka. I'll sort this out. I'll get you the fight you want." I want AJ to win now purely by the virtue of how much Fury's mind changes every 2 minutes. Sick of it. Yeah, that is annoying, isn't it? That's irritating to me when he does do that. That really does flipping annoy me when he does that. Where all of a sudden it's this and then he's saying that. It's fucking annoying. On IFLs, yeah, drinking Stella. Who even drinks Stella? Yeah, who does drinks? I've never drank Stella. They don't really serve it here in Dublin. They're very hard pressed to find pubs that would serve Stella. But I've one of my friends, when he was dating a girl from Manchester, he was saying they served that like by the barrel in the UK in Manchester. It was like water to them. And he said it's dog rough. Absolutely dog rough. Can't wait for Fury to win. Early people know. I can't see him winning early. Knack Boys Boxing. Knack Hash Boys Boxing. I'm probably saying that wrong, mate. What's up, G-Man? Watch your videos for a long time over near you. Found you through watching Hatman. Finally made a YouTube account yesterday. Oh, man. Big up to, man, I'm probably saying the name wrong. Knack Cash Boys Boxing. You know me and names. I just butchered them. And, you know, this is just an act. I do struggle with some of these names. But big up to Nash Boys. I'll have a look at your channel, lads and lashes in the chat. Go check his channel out, as it's there. But I'll have a look after I finish up here. Big up to Chris. Evening G-Man in the chat. A day full of boxing news. Loads of news we got to get at. I'm looking for, man, it's 2021 is going to be a good year for boxing. Just think of all the fights we have coming up, right? Just think of all the fights that we have coming up, right? We've just had Chocolatito Estrada. AJ versus Fury. Let's just say it's happening. White Povetkin. Taylor Ramirez. Canelo Saunders. Who else? We could get Charlo versus Castano. Brian Castano. Who else do we have? There's loads of. I'm probably missing loads. Usyk versus Joyce, right? Man, 2021 is going to be a hell of a year for boxing. Now, we need these fights to be good as well. You see, the one thing I'd be terrified of is if we get AJ Fury, and just think of all the casuals who are going to be watching this, and it turns out to be a bit of a chess match, bit of a stinker. That's the one thing I'm a bit worried about, because this is a great opportunity to get new fans in. And, like, imagine kids coming through watching this might inspire them to take up boxing, or teenagers who maybe, you know, are interested in boxing might help them, inspire them to get into the gym. And we can get, because I'm telling you now, boxing's going to be, it's going to be a rough couple of years coming forward for boxing. What's going on with amateur gyms? We're seeing a lot of amateur gyms shut. We're seeing a lot of amateurs get pushed to the side. So I don't know if the talent is going to be there necessarily moving forward in the years to come, what with everything that's been going on, because a lot of these amateur gyms produce good fighters, you know, whether they be in the UK, whether they be anywhere. And now, and a lot of these gyms, they're funded by the people who go to them. They're not funded by the state or anything like that. I mean, the British government won't give anything to boxing. So we need to make sure that we get as many people involved in the sport of boxing as we can, so we can look after it for the future. Because if not enough people are boxing and none of these good amateurs are coming through, and we're getting just these, you know, every Joe so, boxing, certainly in the UK, is going to be in a dark place. So I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I'm hoping that this fight helps inspire a lot of people in, and it's entertaining enough. Because you think about it, Mayweather Pacquiao, think of how many casuals were watching that fight, stayed up for that fight, and then they just watched a bit of a stinker. You know, they just watched the boxing match for 12 rounds. They thought it'd be a war, and yeah, it doesn't help. Yo, big up to Dell. Big up G-Man. Reason to be positive, a step in the right direction. I think it happens. Me and you are in agreements, Dell. Me and you 100% in agreements. I think it'll happen too as well. Big up. What does... Moving swiftly on. God damn it. G-Man, me and you need to get out to wherever it is, video live from the streets outside the venue. I'll go to wherever it is, no problem. I will do that. I have said that. I will go wherever this fight is. I will find a way to get out there. All right. I reckon it's going to be Dubai. I reckon Dubai, kind of Qatar, somewhere like that. Hey, I've never been, but the hell with it. I'll go. I'll get my plane ticket at the ready and I'll go. No problem. No questions asked. I reckon I'm going to go. If I can get tickets, if I can find a way to get to this fight, whatever way I'll do, I'll find a way. Hey, I'm a decent swimmer, so if I have to swim the Mediterranean and walk the rest of the way, I'll do it. You know? How deep can it be, huh? You know? How deep can it be? Hit the like button, folks. If you could, lads, you got 51 in the chat. You know, it doesn't cost a penny. You know, it's free. Don't ask for much. It's free. Smash the like button if you could. Speak it into existence. Big up to Mark, Unrivaled. Shout out to Unrivaled every single time. We speak it into existence. You ever hear that saying? It's true, lads. You do speak it into existence. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now, you do. That works. That's why I never try and say like bad shit. I always try and say I'm upbeat and positive in these videos. Even in real life, I just don't want to. No, I don't want to. I don't want to say shit like that. I always want to stay positive. Hey, I drink Stella. Dale, I'm not. You drink Peroni. That is garbage. I have never had a beer as horrific as Peroni. Oh, honest to God, I've never had a beer as horrific as Peroni. I don't know how anyone can drink that shit. Stella's one thing, but Peroni, good lord, that shit is toxic. Peroni. See, I'm very simple. I just like Coors Light. You know, I like Coors Light. There's a few craft beers I try, but I really just like Coors Light. What's a popular lager over there? Pretty much, mate. Guinness. Loads of people drink Guinness and Coors Light. Coors Light or Heineken. Really, they're the two main. I prefer Coors Light personally, but they're the ones you'd get. Like, it's weird. Like, you get it's mad, right? You get better drinks in Belfast, and you get what I mean is you get better Irish drinks in Belfast. Seriously, I remember I going up to Belfast back in 2018, and they had loads of drinks that are from they're from Ireland. Like, there's drinks from Tipperary, from like the south of the country, and you can't get them on tap in Dublin, but you can get them on tap in Belfast. I have no idea why, and they're nice. They're fucking nice. There's a lager called Clonmel, and Clonmel's in Tipperary. That is nice. And it's just a lager. It's just nice. It's just nice. Now he's insulting Peroni. Listen to this guy. Yeah, man. It's fucking vile. I'm telling you now, Del, I don't know how you drink it. The first time I ever drank Peroni, one of the lads was drinking. He was like, you got to try this. So I was like, all right, I'll try it. Jesus. I was like, how the fuck do you drink this shit? I was like, that's disgusting. Oh, good Lord. I don't know how anyone can drink Peroni. It just, maybe for you, Del, not for me. Not for me. You know? There's plenty of drinks. I'll stick to me whiskey and ginger. Whiskey ginger is nice, lads. Whiskey ginger. If Mark's still in the chat now, he'll have something to say about that because he had something to say last time. But whiskey ginger is nice. You got to get a bit of whiskey ginger. What's it? Sierra Nevada, Brewdog. They're nice brands. They do nice. Who else? Yeah, they'd be kind of my go-to beers. I don't really drink much, but they're my go-to beers. Best beer is Corona. If you can get that on draft, if we could get it on draft here, it'd be good. Yeah, Corona is kind of for me, it's a beer I like and I don't like. I drink it now and again. Like if I'm out in Swords or somewhere like that, I'm with the lads and we're on a night out, I drink it. But if I'm with the lads and we're in the schoolhouse watching a match or something, I'll stick to the Coors Light. Thanks. That'd be my go-to drink. That'd be my go-to drink, mate, to be honest. Yeah, Brewdog Punk is the one. What was it? Brewdog do one. Is it called Hazy Jane? That's really nice. Brewdog, back during the summer, there's a crowd here in Ireland called Hope, Hope. They teamed up, right? And it was basically called Brewdog Hope. I forget what the actual name of it was. like after that. But fuck me, you can't get it now. But Jesus Christ, I think it was like 8 point something percent. Holy shit, that was nice. Oh, that was unreal. And I don't know why you can't get it. I think it was only a limited time, but damn. And it was the problem with it. It was so easy to drink. Like literally, it was like 8 point something percent, and you would drink it like water. Holy mother of God, man! I got fucked during the summer on that because it was so nice. They done them. Oh, yeah, Brewdog is Scottish. Yeah, Brewdog do the Punk IPA. Punk IPA is lovely. You get that on tap here. Yeah, we do that on tap in most pubs. But yeah, Punk IPA is really nice. You go to a Weatherspoons, right? I know there's one in Swords. I remember before lockdown, me and my friend went there to watch a match, and Weatherspoons like do like really cheap lagers. They do their own like made, like custom made. Never again. They're fucking warm. I don't know what keg they use, but they were warm. I was like, holy shit, I won't be drinking that. No wonder it's only €2. It's warm beer, and yeah, a Weatherspoons is just yeah, they ain't nice. And there's one here, but it ain't nice. What was it Dell said? Vodka and grapefruit juice is underrated with ice. Have you ever tried Jägermeister and Blue Wicket mixed together? That will get you drunk. That's actually really nice. It's really sweet, but that will get you drunk, Dell. Jägermeister, Blue Wicket, Saucony and Coke. What else? Vodka and no, not vodka. Fucking whiskey gin. There was another one as well. I forget, but yeah, they're all good. They're all real good. They're all real nice. Man, I miss these nights out. You know that, lads? This goddamn lockdown, I swear to God. It's all well and good to go to COVID parties, but I need a good night out. Yellow Belly IPA. I don't like Yellow Belly. I don't like it. I remember there was a Scottish craft beer I tried a couple of years ago, and I cannot find it. I can't even find it online. And it was something Chris might know it if he's in the chat. It was, I think, called Bury Your Head in the Sand or Bury Your Head in the something like that. It was a real weird name, but yeah, it was so nice, man. Oh my God, I can't remember what it was called. It was something like Bury Your Head. I can't remember after that what it was called. But it was something in around that, Bury Your Head in the Sand or something like that. It was Scottish. I'm nearly sure it was Scottish. And oh my God, it was so nice. There's a pub we have here in Swords called Yaddick, and they only do craft beers. Well, they don't only do craft beers, but they mainly do craft beers. And oh man, me and my friend, the bartenders knew us, and every time me and him would go in, we go in during the week. Like he'd text me, he'd be like, "You coming for a drink?" And we'd meet up there. And the bartenders are all cool because it's a real chilled pub. They have like arcade games and everything in it. They used to do pizzas and stuff. I don't know what they do now. I haven't been there in over a year because of all you know what. And I remember every time we go in, oh my God, the bar guys would be like, "We got these new ones on tap. Try this, try this." Oh, they were unreal. Missed that. Missed all that. Man, it's depressing talking about all this because what the fuck? Like, it's been a year. What's Belfast like for a night out? Pretty good. I think it's pretty good. I didn't mind Belfast. Some people don't like it. I thought it was all right. They close earlier than they do down in the south. They close about 2, where they normally close at 3 or half 3 in Dublin. But I thought Belfast was all right. Yeah, Belfast, all right city. Bit of a laugh. I was happy with it. I missed a shitload of comments here. Absolute shitloads. Oh shit. Big up to MVG. G-Man, what advice would you give for White for the Povetkin rematch? Literally, the advice I would give to him would be look at the first 4 rounds, see what you did. Literally, look what you did, and just try and copy that. But I will be saying jab to his body a bit more. Look at what AJ did, because AJ was jabbing to Povetkin's body. From early on in that fight, he was jabbing to Povetkin's body. Right, and that was able to take the steam out of Povetkin. Do that, keep it at range, pop the jab in Povetkin's face. The minute you feel his jab even touching your glove, take a step back, make him reassess, make Povetkin work, because he's the 41-year-old guy, who has, we'll just say whatever, but he's older than you. He will definitely feel if you make him work. So move around. The minute you feel his glove even touch yours with a jab, take a step back, make him like reassess, have him try and cut the ring off, make him work those 42-year-old legs. And whatever you do, right? Unless you think he's absolutely finished and ready for the kill, do not exchange with him. Don't exchange hooks with him. Don't exchange uppercuts with him. Just don't even get into that kind of close range quarters with Povetkin, because his arms are shorter. He's going to have the shorter left hooks. His punches are going to have less distance to travel. They're going to have power in him. He cannot get one shot, as we've already seen. Just don't do it. Unless you think that the guy is absolutely ready for the taking in front of you, just don't do it. That's the advice I give. Keep a level head as well. Keep a level head, because we know Dylan White can be a bit fiery. All right, he can be a bit fiery. Even just keep a level head, and that's what you need to do. That's personally what I think, right? Now, I could be wrong, but that's what I reckon he needs to do. Just do what he did in the first few rounds. Keep a level head. Don't do anything silly. The minute you feel his glove touch yours with a jab or anything like that, take a step back. He's too close. Keep him at range. Go and jab to his body. Do what Anthony Joshua did. Anthony Joshua showed that if you jab to Povetkin's body, it'll take the air out of him a bit. So do that. Literally just try and do that. That's the advice I give to him. And as I said, whether he does it or not, we'll wait and see. G-Man, did you watch the MTK show at the weekend? Yeah, I did, actually. It was good. I didn't cover any of the fights, but it was actually, I thought it was all right. Teammate of mine, Lewis Crocker, was the main event. Amazing talent. I watched Lewis Crocker fight live. I watched him fight William Warburton in Belfast. Yeah, I remember watching him there, and William Warburton is a journeyman who I think he's only ever been stopped 3 times in 100 and something. He's lost over 100 fights. I know that. I think he's only ever been stopped 3 times, and it was difficult to look good against someone like that, But I remember watching him, and that performance kind of stuck with me. Not because it was electric, because it's very difficult to look good against someone like that. But I remember him from that performance. I remember him well. I will keep my eye on him. I'm intrigued with Lewis Crocker. I'm definitely intrigued with him. We need to see how he goes. That was a decent card. Like, Gary Cully impressed me. I'm still not convinced about the guy, but I really didn't think he'd be able to look as devastating as he did. That surprised me. Now, I have to say, that surprised me. I really didn't think he'd look as good as I thought he would. I really didn't think that. I thought that he'd win on points, but he went in there and he just blew that guy out of there, the Kazakhstan guy. That was crazy. They are both two-faced, but with Fury you get the impression it's him. With AJ, it's like, with AJ you can tell. You can definitely tell that AJ is not being exactly the most genuine, to be honest with you. We know that. G-Man, Eddie Hearn says Caleb planned Canelo in the works. Disrespectful to Sons. Yeah, that's what I said in that video. I really didn't. It really does kind of go to show where Eddie Hearn's. Well, look, Eddie Hearn is trying to get the bag. Eddie Hearn is trying to get the bag. He knows that the bag is with Canelo. He knows that. So he is going to be trying to get Canelo to stay with him as long as he can. Because this is, I think, a 2-fight deal. This is technically the last fight on the deal. He wants Canelo to stay on, right? So he is going to be planning ahead, and it's making me think more that they are not going to give Billy Joe any favors. I was saying before that, maybe the scorecards will be a bit closer, this, that, and the other. But when you look at it like this, they ain't going to give Billy Joe any favors. If your promoter is already talking about Canelo's next fight and he's promoting both guys, they're not going to give Billy Joe any favors. Big up to Nick. Big up to you every time, my man. 64 in the chat. Smash the like button. If you could, lad, please. Thank you. Keep the guys in YouTube happy with me. They love the likes, so keep them recommending the channel. Look at all the likes. Look at all the likes, huh? Keep them happy. Keep YouTube happy with me. And I haven't said anything to upset them yet. Judging by Povetkin's last photo, he looks every bit of his 42 years of age. Yeah, I really, like I said before, I don't know why. I just got that feeling last time around that they're being upset. Do you know that sort of way? When you just look at everything and you put it in context, you just think to yourself, something's going to happen in this fight. Do you know what sort of way? You just get that feeling that it's like, right, something something's going to happen. The way Dylan White was talking, saying, oh, I'm going to fight Fury next. I'm going to do this. Not even mentioning the fact that he had Povetkin in front of him. To me, that was all a sign of you're going to lose. It just bred that there was an upset in the air. This fight, I don't feel any of that. Like literally, this fight, I've none of that. If this fight, it's just Dylan White's going to win. And that's just the way I feel. That's just the way I feel. I'm just like, Dylan White's going to win. Simple as. I'm not ruling out Povetkin, but I just don't have that feeling that we're going to get an upset. I really don't. Something not right about the AJ Fury speculation. The heat in Arabia is going to be prohibitive from June. It's going to be prohibitive from June. Wembley is out until August, and it won't sell in the US. I'm sure it would sell in the US, to be fair. But yeah, that is the one thing that some people have said, that during the summer, the heat is going to be an absolute killer. And that is something that we need to... that is actually a good point. If they do that outdoor in the summer, that heat is going to be an absolute killer. It is going to... Especially two big guys. Jesus. That's actually a very good point, to be fair. That is actually quite a good point. Will the heat be a killer, both guys? Never seen him, to be honest. We'll check out Plant. Caleb Plant looks good against guys who aren't very good. That's the best way to describe it. He is a bit slick, but he's got very poor stamina. He's not really a puncher. I am going to be frank. I don't think Plant is really all that, to be fair. I really do think that Canelo would beat the crap out of Caleb Plant. I think Benavidez, I haven't seen his fight from the weekend, but I really do think Benavidez would beat the living crap out of Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant's just like that. He looks good. Like, if you look at some of the highlights of him, you'll see like 20 seconds of him looking real flashy and slick, but then you need to watch the rest of the fight. Then you need to watch the rest of it and just see what he's doing or what he's doing wrong. Povetkin and Close will give White problems again. That's why I was saying not to engage. Don't just whatever you only engage if you've got a guy in front of you, if he's like literally dead, and try and get Povetkin as well onto the back foot. Because I think coming forward, Povetkin can generate good power, but I don't know if his power will be as effective if he's moving backwards. Try and push Povetkin back. At the end of the day, like, you need to look at that first fight and just think how good Dylan White looked in the first 4 rounds, and just think not necessarily all, but if you can just do what you did and just implement that and just add a little bit more to it, you should be okay. You've got a 42-year-old man in front of you who looks every bit as 42 years. You should theoretically be okay if you just fight sensibly. This is Dylan White. He's fiery. He's a hothead. Whether he can or not, we'll wait and see. But I've heard people talking about if he gets by, Povetkin, Ruiz, potentially, Wilder. Him against Ruiz would be a good fight, but I would make Andy Ruiz a heavy, heavy favorite if that fight happened. Seriously, I'd make him a heavy favorite in that fight. Big up to Halim. I'm not supporting Dylan White anymore because he said Lennox Lewis, the best boxer ever. He said, he's a bum. He said what? Lennox Lewis is Lennox Lewis is a legend, man. I love Lennox Lewis. I actually really do need to do a career review of Lennox Lewis because I love Lennox Lewis. G-Man and lads, who do you think is the best defense in boxing today? Who do I think is the best defense today? Jesus. Haney's not bad. Defensively, who do I think is the best defense? Jesus. Bivol's not bad. Bivol's defense is quite good. Canelo actually has a very good defense. His head movement is just, when he makes you miss with jabs. I would probably say Canelo. There's a lot of fighters out there with good defense, to be fair. There's a lot out there. Seen someone say Saunders. We'll have to wait and see how he looks against Canelo. Yeah, Gary Cully. Gary Cully looked good. He's very big for someone at 135 who's 6'2". that's a problem in of itself, irrespective of how good you are. Like that could be just a problem in of itself because you're just so much bigger than these guys. But Gary Cully impressed me. I thought he'd win, but I didn't think he'd win as clinically as he did. You think Canelo? Yeah, Canelo be up there definitely. He'd be up there definitely. I see Randy, but he's retired. Yeah, someone said Mayweather. Yeah, Mayweather's definitely retired, so I wouldn't class him. I wouldn't class him. Mayweather has great defense, to be fair. Gary Cully really surprised me as a pro, mate. Actually picked Joe Fitzpatrick. Oh, no, I wouldn't have picked Joe Fitzpatrick. No offense. I had a feel. I didn't. Again, I had a feeling something like that would happen, but not in the first round. Definitely not. But I wasn't going to pick Joe Fitzpatrick. But yeah, Cully's impressed me in his last performance. But I still, there's things there that I question. You know, a few things. I think he can switch off sometimes. The way he moves back with his look at him when he got dropped in his last fight, not the fight before this. It's not necessarily me questioning his chin, but he does silly things like he moves back with his head in the air. You can tell the way he stands up so upright that if someone can counter punch good, could be an issue. Could be an issue. I don't know. The jury's still out for me on Gary Cully. He looked good, but I'm holding my breath. I'm not going to hold my breath and say he's going to be, the next coming or anything like that. I remember someone said he was the Irish Tommy Hearns or something like that. That's definitely not the case. Cully versus Tennyson in Belfast. Oh no, I reckon that Tennyson would beat the crap out of Gary Cully. Personally, James Tennyson is a good fighter. I still can't believe Johnny Nelson said that James Tennyson would beat Gervonta Davis. James Tennyson would get his head taken clean off his shoulders. Who will the gloves off host be, Johnny or Max? Who would you prefer? Oh, Max Kellerman, definitely. Johnny Nelson, no. Max Kellerman is a good host of the gloves are off. Not Johnny Nelson. Max Kellerman, definitely. Max Kellerman works for ESPN, doesn't he? I'm nearly sure he does. Saunders is childish dude outside the ring. He can be quite cringy at times. Saunders just doesn't think. That's one thing I have to say. He just doesn't think. He just really just does not think. That's the only thing about Saunders. Like some of the things he does, you just think, what? Like when he posts tweets, you're just like, why did you post that? It's not that I'd find it offensive, but you know the way people are nowadays. They're just like, come on, what did you do that for? Someone's going to get pissed off, and there you go, you're in trouble again. Afraid that one of these days I'm at the cafe bar after lockdown and I hear smash the like button on the way in. I haven't been there in ages, man. I haven't been there since like 2019. No, actually, I was there in January last year. I was actually. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know if you'd hear that, man. But yeah, no, I miss going off me. Like I just really want a good, like, proper night out in sorts with the lads. It's pissing. They're a Malahide, one or the other, but god damn it, it's just never ending. This. Yeah, I think Canelo's enjoying working with Eddie Hearn as well. I really do. I think Canelo's enjoying it as well. I reckon they'll carry on. Definitely. Sexy question over the space. Oh, when J Dev gives me a sexy question, they're always fucked up. They're always messed up. I think Dillian White could still KO Fury. No, I'd fancy Fury to take that now. I'm dreading to see what J Dev's asking me because his questions are always, man, some of them make me raise my eyebrows. They really do. Gee, man, you think Saunders and Fury, coming from apparently traveler background, have many street fights growing up, or is it all talk? I'd say they definitely had street fights. I'd say they definitely did. I remember, I remember my friend showed me a video. It was on what you had it on WhatsApp. It was about 2 years ago. It was funny as fuck. It was a deaf traveler, like he was deaf, and he was doing a call out, and they all say the same things. Like you could barely understand a word he was saying. The only thing I could understand was "I don't care, I don't care," and he was deaf, right? Because he had the kind of thing, and they all do the call outs. It was funny as fuck. It was funny as fuck. I hadn't thought about that. The Saudi heat, very good point. Yeah, I'm just thinking. It's only something that I started thinking about in the last few days. Like, if if they put that on, because it'll definitely be outdoors, the heat those lads will have to go with. Like, I mean, you put that on in December, that's all well and good. But you put that on in the summer. I mean, like, no, I'd put it like this. I don't think any of the fighters on the undercard will need to cut the weight because they'll be cutting already. They don't need to go into a sauna. They can just stand outside. Yeah, Jabba the Hutt is not arranging it. Yeah, they'd have to do it indoors. There's no way they do that fight outdoors. The heat would kill the guys. I mean, it would literally. Could you imagine two guys that big outdoors with that heat on? No way. They literally. They would literally. I mean, like I reckon the elements would get the better of one of them before the other guy got the better of one of them. If you think about it like this, actually, the elements probably would get the better of them before the actual other got the better of them if they did that outdoors. Like, imagine that fight was fought at a decent enough pace and it was outdoors in the Saudi heat or the Dubai heat. They wouldn't last 6-7 rounds. No way. No way. They'd be gone. And it wouldn't be either man, it'd be the heat that would take out one of them. I'm still undecided on Povetkin Y2. What does everyone think the result will be? Well, what do you guys in the 66 in the chat? In the just quick one, just let me know what you think. Povetkin or White in the rematch. I've done a prediction. I reckon Dylan White's going to win. I reckon he's going to stop him. But I'd be interested to know what you guys in the chat think. You know, might help Chris make up his mind for 60-second prediction. You know, let me know in the chat what you guys think. Be interested to know. But the majority, I think the general consensus is Dylan White's going to win. I know I done a poll on the community tab, and most people, the general consensus was Dylan White, personally, and that's who I'm going for. They both thought, yeah, he did some wrestling in Jeddah, I think it was. Both guys know about the heat. Yeah, no, I get that, but that was like Fury done that indoors in October, and Anthony Joshua fought in December. This is going to be in the height of summer. So it's going to be very, very different. The heat is going to be a completely different thing altogether. You know? You think Dylan White will land the shot again? Ooh, it's interesting. All right, here we go. Oh, J-Dev. Right, let's have it. What's the question? So, over the space of 12 months, you have the option one night with Ali Drew, nothing else for the rest of the year, or weekly session with Shannon Courtney. Ali Drew every day of the week. Not even a debate, mate. That's an easy one. One night with Ali Drew every day of the week and twice on a Sunday. Easy. Piss easy. That's not even a hard question, mate. Jesus, you didn't really give that much thought, mate. You know, that was easy. You know, you didn't even put any effort into that. Obviously, I was going to pick the Ali Drew. Obviously. Story, Dean. Big up, man. That was easy. You know, you got to give me something to think about, mate. You know, that was nice and easy. White Wilder is one to make outside the big ones. Yeah, I'd still love to see that fight, mate. Canelo by far for me. G-Man and lads. Who do you think will win in Saunders? Who do you think will win a street fight? Saunders or that guy from Georgia? The guy from Georgia. The guy from Georgia who got arrested. What was it he called himself? Danny DeVito. Would you be interested in a WTF happen to Meldrick Taylor? Amazing. Yeah, no, I've been thinking about loads of fighters to do that on, to be fair with you, mate. Meldrick Taylor was one of them. I'm thinking of doing it on a heavyweight next. There's a heavyweight I'm thinking of doing. And I need to have a little snippet, little rumble is true. I know most of his record, but I know he carried on fighting for a while. So I'm thinking about doing that. But there's loads of fighters you could do them on, and I enjoy doing them, to be fair, mate. I love doing them. So April's is going to be... Loads of people said Amir Khan, but that's too easy. Like, Amir Khan, like, it's just... That's too easy. Amir Khan, like, I mean... Jesus, where do you start? Where do you end? You know? Where do you start? Where do you end? This is a guy who goes by many names. Amir Khan, the Skype wanker, Papadom Chin. Jesus, you know? Where do you start and where do you end with Amir Khan? You know, it's never ending. There's a possibility after the two bad knockouts, White's punch resistance is shot to bits. Not saying it's proven. That's something that we need to look at, Joe, and that's something that I'm intrigued about. I'm really interested in that. How is White's punch resistance going to be? Because he was never quite right after the AJ fight. He was never quite right after that. But that knockout was nowhere near as bad as the Povetkin. No, it was nowhere near as bad as the Povetkin knockout. So I don't know. I'm interested. I'm interested in it. I'm interested in seeing that. I reckon Povetkin. I reckon Dylan White's going to have a moment in this fight where he will get buzzed. We will. He might even get dropped. It just depends how he reacts. The way he moves his head and torso in the pocket, how he evades punches. I say maybe number one, but yeah, we're talking about Canelo being that. Yeah, Prograis actually has a very good defense. I watched the whole MTK. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't have any tattoos. I don't understand it. I've never been someone who's been big into tattoos, so I don't know. Loads of lads in Ireland these days have tattoos. I've no idea why. I don't have any myself. I've no intentions of getting any. It's just a fad thing. I don't understand it myself personally, but yeah, loads of lads do. Nowadays, I don't understand why, but hey, each to their own. Each to their own. Big up to E Machine. I didn't see the fight, to be honest with you. I actually thought it would end a lot earlier than it did. I know it ended in 11, but I haven't seen it, mate, to be honest with you. But Benavidez, at least he made weight. That's the main thing. And Jim McDonald boxing. What's up, Jim? Big up, man. Oh, is it Joyce extremely thick head is the best? Yeah, that's actually Joyce has the best defense at all. He blocks punches with his head. What are your thoughts on the current judging system? I'd have 10 judges ringside, 10 watching screen, 20 would at least few robbery rates. You're never going to get it perfect. And you're never going to get a judge who is straightforward. I don't really know. It's tough. I know in the UK for non-title fights they have the referee judging. I think that needs to be scrapped because I don't think a referee can accurately judge a fight and referee a fight at the same time. I don't really know how you fix the issue with judging, to be honest with you, mate. I guess Peanut, like that judge who scored at 118 or 170, 111 to Estrada, he's been suspended by WBA. They need to do things like that, like show the judges that it's not okay to just, pick and choose, oh, that guy got battered in that round, but I'll give it to him anyway because I like his swagger. To me, they need to put something in place where like explain your scorecard. It's not a case of just like in the UK, there's no penalty if you return a dodgy scorecard. Like explain the scorecard and watch like imagine me, right, being in charge of someone and saying, right, you scored this round for this fighter. Here's the round. Explain to me why you gave him that round. What did he do? What swayed you, and what did the other guy not do? They don't do that. It's just a case of, yeah, this guy, like that judge who scored at 170 and 111 gave the 12th round to Estrada. That was probably Chocolatito after maybe the second round. That was probably one of his best rounds. I was like, what? When I said, I was like, what? Why did you give him that round? Would Nasser beat Mayweather? I don't think so. Personally, I think at 130, Mayweather was just too big. I think he would have battered Nas. I like Nas, but I think he would have battered him. Nelson pisses me off, but the gloves are off are the only thing he does well. Yeah, to be fair, he does actually do the gloves off quite well. I'll give him that. Buy cryptocurrency series. Don't let the opportunity pass you unless there's a nuclear war. Future money is all digital. I'm holding out, man. I'm still holding out. I'm hearing the end of the year is a better time to invest, so I'm going with that. I'm rolling with the end of the year, so I'm getting some savings in, and then we're gonna cash in. That's what we're gonna try and do anyway. Shop outer. What do you think Fury's tactics will be? He looked very slim, so don't know if he's gonna rush AJ. Yeah, it's interesting for me. It really is. It's really interesting. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm assuming he's going to try and do what he did against Wilder, but he's going to probably try and implement a bit of back foot boxing. That's what I'm thinking anyway. I could be wrong, but we'll wait and see. And big up to Jeff every time. Fight on. I'm hoping, man. I'm thinking it is. Gee, when do you think the lockdown stuff will end for real? Honestly, mate, I couldn't. I don't know. I really don't. It. I'm trying to be optimistic, but it's getting a bit harder by the day. To be honest with you, mate, it really is. I'm hoping soon. I really am. I'm hoping. I'm hoping soon. I really am, but we need to just wait and see. We need to wait and see. Fury used to the heat. He lives in sunny Morecambe. Again, I still have no idea where that is. What my geography of the UK is absolutely horrific. So yeah, White by KO, Povetkin KO, Povetkin KO, White UD. Can't see it going to points. Reluctantly White. Reluctantly White. I'm not reluctant to pick White, to be honest with you. AA says White KO, genuine 50-50. I just don't have that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I just don't have that feeling. I just don't have that feeling, to be honest with you, that Povetkin's going to do it. Is White going to get knocked out again? Oh, he could, though, but I'm going with Dylan White to win. Povetkin KO round 7. White's chin is done and out of here. Potentially, I'd say win or lose, he'll get chinned again pretty quickly. Like if he fights Wilder or Ruiz, he's getting chinned, definitely. There's a capacity of 10 to 20,000 outdoor arenas in Dubai and Qatar. They'll be charging serious. That's the problem with traveling, though. They're going to be charging serious money for them tickets. Like I'm talking, if you want to get a new gaffer, a new car or something, it's either that or the Fury Joshua fight. If AJ Fury is probably be going to it. I hope you have no more airport run-ins. I hope you have no airport runs in with women. I have no fucking airport runs in. What the fuck, man? There's nothing going on. So if so, I hope you have no more airport run-ins with women. I had none. I've never had an airport run-in with a woman. Never in my life. And yeah, I will go to it. No problem. No problem. No worries. Fucking airport run-ins, cheeky. That's fucking never had an airport run-in. Where else are we going? Ali Drew, quality, not quantity. Yep. A big up. I was ringside for age of reason. It was cold in December. Nice temperature. Changed dramatically in the deserts through seasons. Yeah, that was what I was thinking. And I'm thinking in the summer, it'll be probably a bit more stable with the heat. So I imagine the elements will get the better of the guys if it's during the summer, especially if it's in the height of summer like June, July. I mean, that's going to be hard. Like you may as well. You think the guys would nearly better off going and actually doing their training camps over there, like or in Bahrain or somewhere like that, to acclimatize themselves to the heat. Could you imagine AJ doing a training camp in Watford or somewhere like that, and then going over to Saudi Arabia or Dubai, 10 days before a fight, and you've been training in kind of warm conditions, this, that, and the other. Then you're in the fucking desert. You're in the sauna. I pick White to beat Povetkin this time. He won't land that sort of shot again. You never know. But it's an interesting. Realistically, who can stop Canelo? Bivol. I think I give Bivol the best chance of beating Canelo personally. I did actually. Have you heard about Shannon Courtney's upcoming fight with Ebony Bridges? Yeah, even Hearn will struggle to sell that one. I don't know. I think Ebony Bridges might actually. She's got a lot of fans over here. I don't know. I'm picking Ebony Bridges to win that fight. Seriously, I'm not. Strike me down if I'm wrong, but I'm thinking Ebony, and don't literally, but I'm thinking Ebony Bridges is going to win that fight. It's my opinion. Speaking of weak men, what's your thoughts on OnlyFans? I have never, will never, don't understand the reason behind it. Don't understand why you would. You're paying money to look at pictures of girls. I don't get it. For the women, I can kind of understand why they do it, and I don't begrudge them, because if I don't understand why you do that, like I literally don't. I couldn't. And some of them, I don't know how much do they cost? Because what if you're giving like serious money to that? I couldn't understand how anyone would do that. But it's just times we live in. Can's days are limited at this point. He's still going to fight, I reckon. But I reckon he's at the end of his. I reckon he's near the end. How do you think White will approach the rematch? G, start off where he left. Yeah, I said it earlier in the chat that basically, I suspect he's just going to go. I would be saying to him, do what you did in the first 4 rounds, but just be a bit more cautious. Make sure you're more aware of your distance and try and make Povetkin work when he doesn't need to. You know, he's in his 40s, for God's sake. So make him work more. His body got, yeah, that was actually the one thing. Povetkin was doing some very, very good work to Dylan White's body. Just be aware of that. I can't believe we're only like 2 weeks away from this fight. That just flew in. Khan's chin's always been crap. Leaky defense. British level was great, exciting. World level, he got slept. Yeah, Khan is. I will miss it. It's like David Hay. I'll miss Amir Khan so much when he calls it quits because it's everything about him is just so fun and entertaining. It really is. You know, it really is. Evening, G man, and bless the chat. Late to the stream. Hope you're well. We're all good, mate. We're all good. Surprised they announced the AJ Fury fight now. Not either on the Akali card. I couldn't see them doing it on the Akali card, but the Gibraltar card, yeah, I can see them doing it. I'm not really excited for that Akali card. I think that's going to be a straightforward enough win for Akali personally, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm not really looking for Glowaki's seen better days. He's seen better days. I reckon Akali's going to stop him in a 6-7 rounds. I reckon. The referee robbed McDermott in the first Fury fight, used to box and lost to McDermott's dad. So I think he was biased towards the Fury. But yeah, it was Terry O'Connor who scored that fight. Of course, it was Terry O'Connor. Yeah, I don't think they should. That they done away with that in the US years and years and years and years ago. So, you know, why they still do it in the UK? Because there's just so many. You're trying to referee a fight, make sure the action's flowing. You're worrying about this, and you're trying to score at the same time. You're going to get a lot of flaws doing that. You're better off just getting guys at ringside to judge it. Like that's one thing I don't like with the UK. Like even in the 4 rounders in the US, they still get 4 judges judging it. You know, I know why they do it because of money as well. Because obviously, if you're doing small hall shows every week, it's going to cost an absolute fortune to get judges in from all over the place. So I understand why they do it because of costs. Because like that, it will cost an absolute small fortune in the UK to get judges in for small hall shows when we get small hall shows back. You know, I understand why they do it, but for the bigger fights and I just think that it's just such a flawed system. But we're stuck with it for the time being. Why do you think Fury's looking for a tune-up fight? So he was a free agent for the AJ rematch, and you think that's why Fury Frank and Bob pulled the Caballel fight? I don't know. I reckon it was more down to money why we didn't see him fight Caballel. To be honest with you, I just don't think that he would have got the money he wanted without fans. Like even AJ had some fans in on his. Jim, I'm waiting for Bitcoin to hit 100K at the end of the year before investing. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. I'm hearing a lot of people say they're waiting until the end of the year, and I'm doing that as well. I'm saving what money I have, and I'm cashing in on Bit, amongst other things as well. I'm keeping a lot of options open for investing. You know, something I'm definitely looking at a lot of. I'm doing a lot more research on it. Lockdown with Elms for real people. Quit listening. Yeah, man. Like, you know, I don't know. It's getting tougher, you know. Staying upbeat, it's tough, man. You know, especially like when you're reading the comments and you're just kind of like, you know, like everyone talked about drinking earlier on, and it's just like, I want to go on a night out so bad, like not just a COVID, a proper fucking out night out, you know. It's just like, come on, god damn it. Why do you think is Steve Bunce calling boxers that quit cowards? Well, Steve Bunce has never been in a position where he could go blind. You know, I'm always very easy on fighters who quit. You know, I've always been. I don't begrudge them quitting because I don't know what I do in that situation. If I was taking shots in a fight and it was tough and I had my eye was completely mashed, I don't know what I do. I don't know if I'd quit. So would I call him a coward? No. There are some times when I do look at a fight, like when I saw Sean McComb quit, against Gavin Gwynn. I did I raised an eyebrow at that. Yeah, it was a tough fight, but I didn't think it was that bad of a fight for him. So that really did kind of make me raise an eyebrow. But like when I look at Dubois, when I look at Kell Brook, I'm sure there've been others. I don't begrudge them fighters quitting. I'm not going to call them a coward. Like they're brave for getting in the ring and trying to fight. Like I don't begrudge them. I don't begrudge them that. You know, different if you have a fighter who goes in there, gives it the big, the big Dan, and then just it gets a bit tough, and then he's like, I don't want any more. That's I wouldn't say coward, but that's different. It's just like what the hell. But no, it's easy for someone to say that guy's a coward. It's like, well, what would you do in that situation? You know, it's funny. You get these people who like say fighters are this, that, and the other, and you're like, right, let's have a spar. They go to the gym for the first, you have a spar, and after one round, they're like, oh, I don't want to spar anymore. It's like, and you're not even doing much, just hitting them with a few body shots, a few jabs, and they're just like, oh, this is too tough. Gee, man, what's your thoughts on the speculation about Kell Brook? You know, you think it's really important? No, well, it's not important to his boxing career, to be honest with you. But I've heard enough. If you know what I mean. You know, I think the Troll Network has the WhatsApp call on his channel, by the way. So go over to the Troll Network and have a listen. I think he has it there somewhere. 39 to 40 degrees average in. Good luck with that. Oh yeah, good luck with that. That's the one thing I completely forgot about. Was and it's only really like it's only small things that have started coming to mind in the last few days about that fight. And I was thinking, yeah, holy shit, like doing that fight in the Middle East during the summer, lads, those elements will get the better of someone. They will. If that fight is outdoors and it's in June, July, and degrees are like what Daniel has there, it's not going to be a case of which fighter, gets to who first. It's going to be a case of who's the sun going to get to first, Who's Mr. Sun? Be like that episode of The Sims. You ever see where Mole Man's like, you're sure doing your job today, Mr. Sun? Catches fire. Oh, darn it. Can't beat Madonna. Yeah, let's not forget about that, lads. I still can't believe that. OnlyFans can be from £5 to a fortune. Well, still £5 more than I'd be willing to give. I can't understand anyone who do that. I really can't. I really can't. Honestly, I am. I don't understand anyone who'd give money to that. Why you would is beyond me. I just like even to £5. Take that £5 and invest it. Even put it on a bet or something, or just get yourself a drink. Or why are you spending it on an OnlyFans account? Like I just don't understand it. Where do you think the venue will be? Well, I think it's going to be in Dubai, but my geography on the UK and Ireland is pretty shocking. So you really think I'm going to give an idea of where it's going to be in Dubai? I know I know of where Dubai is, sort of, but I've no idea whereabouts in Dubai it's going to be. You could make a name up and I'd be like, yeah, that's grand. That place is definitely in Dubai. You picked a colleague to stop Glowacki in 5 this week's prediction. Yeah, Glowacki's not only past it, but very inactive. Yeah, I agree, Joe. I can't see anything other than a collie win, to be honest with you. I can't see it happen. I can't see anything other than a collie win. I think not fighting in January has deliberately destabilized Fury's mental equilibrium. God only knows. I mean, Fury is such an on and off character as Tyson Fury. You just never know with that guy. You really don't. It's just crazy with Fury. Got a book called Solomon's Portfolio. It's all about investment. It's a real good read. I'll have to have a look-see at that, mate. Solomon's Portfolio. I'm making sure that I'm planning ahead, lads, for the future. I'm looking at these investments and I'm like, yeah, I'm looking at these investments. I need to know exactly what I'm doing and where I'm putting it and etc. etc. I hope it's not in Vegas because the fight will be on. Yeah, I hope it's not either. I really do. I hope it's not in Las Vegas. Get it on at a normal time for us. We have to do it enough. Let us have a nice night. Here's just a tribute to marvelous Marvin Hagler, who passed away. You think the middleweight division will ever get such a fighter at the level of him again? It's hard to say, but R.I.P. Marvin Hagler. I mean, what a fighter. Hell of a fighter. You know, R.I.P. Marvin Hagler. So I will say, hell of a fighter. I was only watching him against Hearn only a few weeks ago. What a Hagler was unreal. I'm not trying to cause offense here, but after Fury finishes AJ's chapter of his career, he'll fall into a dark place like Klitschko, like he did after Klitschko. Only way I can see it happen, to be honest. I hope that doesn't happen. I really don't. Fury is one of them guys where I do worry about him when he finishes boxing. Do you know what sort of way where you look at it and you just think, what is going to happen when you take the boxing away, which kept his head screwed on? What is he going to do after? I'm sure there's plenty of things you can do, but makes you wonder. It really does. Have you ever seen Guinness Sugar? No. Got myself one and poured a real draft of Guinness from my small house. Small pleasure. I've never heard of that. I haven't drank Guinness in God knows in a while anyway. It's not really my go-to drink anymore, to be honest with you, mate. It never really caused me any problems, but it's just not something to drink really these days. That's actually one thing I'm thinking of, right? Would they, if they do it during the summer, would they do it really late? So, like, for argument's sake, the fight could be on at 10 o'clock. Would it be put on at like 11 or 1 or 12 or 1? Because by then the sun will have gone down, maybe it'd be colder. Maybe. I'm sure by evening it probably would get a bit colder, that has to be said. But God help the undercard fighters, that's what I will say. Yeah, but the fight gonna be on like 11 o'clock. It's not gonna be hot then. Yeah. Actually, I that's a good point. I didn't think it's only like when you said it there, I was like, that is a good point. But God help the undercard fighters though, if they're still warm out there. Jesus Christ, God help them. Why would it be outdoors? Yeah. No, it could be outdoors if they do an arena. They get like a big event, like Fury or AJ versus Ting was outdoors. Ruiz. I can't understand men paying OnlyFans, but I can't understand why people would give Tyson Boot 600 quid for talking 90 minutes of bollocks either. Funny world we live in. Yeah, I've given Tyson Boot a few super chats, I'll admit that. I just think Tyson Boot is funny as fuck. I have given him a few super chats, I'll admit that. You know, I will admit that. But I've given Dale, Mark, loads of lads super chats in the past. You know? I think the super chats are more so just to support. You know, I suppose you could say the same about OnlyFans, but it's like I would give like to D whenever he gets his channel, you know, back on stream. I'd sooner give, like, if I have money by, I'll give it to D or one of the lads. Just give them a little, you know, a 5 or a 10 or something. Even though YouTube takes something, I think they take a 32%, which is crazy. I only found that out. So if you like gave like 5 quid in a super chat, YouTube take 32%, I think it is, which is, I was like, what the fuck? That is crazy. 32%. It's mad. Now I knew you didn't get the full amount, but I didn't think it was that bad. Jim, what's your thoughts on boxers being vegan? Tim Bradley was vegan for most of his life. Hay was vegan for the Bellew fight and vegan in general. I've noticed they're trying for. Yeah, I know a lot of people are like that. Personally, I'm in the belief that, you know, you've spent a lifetime, and not just your lifetime, but like a lifetime in if you are born in a certain region of the world, you're used to that diet. You know, your body's grown accustomed to it. You take all that away, it's I look, if people are vegan, so be it, but I don't know. It just, the way they push it, some people treat it like a religion. Veganism, it's bizarre. It really is. I've never seen anything like it. Remember what they said about the internet? Bitcoin is going the same way. Yeah, I'm waiting until the end of the year. Could you imagine they done that? A boxing match in Rome Coliseum? That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. What we got here? Marvin Hagler was just, yeah, man, like R.I.P. Marvin Hagler. Marvelous Marvin. He was. His fight against Ray Leonard, I need to rewatch that. That's one of those fights, just go back and rewatch. G-Man, I agree. This is the next OnlyFans level. I believe the term is called a simp. Yep. Which I can imagine is the opposite of a yeah, basically. A lot of them, mate. A lot of them. Talks of Isaac Lowe versus Jordan Gill. Who you got? That's not a bad fight. I would lean towards Jordan Gill. I'd lean towards Jordan Gill. Just because G-Man's Irish doesn't mean you want to talk about Guinness all day. Yeah. Jesus, man. I fear G-Man is a wicked kind of guy. Wicked as if you mean by like a good lad. Yeah, good lad to be around and all that jazz. Yeah, good stuff. But wicked, God knows what you mean by that, mate. Yeah, what's up, What's up, H Money? H Money. Jesus Christ, man. I could barely get that name out. What's up to H Money? Big up. First time on the channel. Man, salute. Big up. I thought it was like H box, and I was like, oh shit. I read it wrong. I was like the H and the M. But yeah, big up to H Money. What's up, mate? First time. Hope you're enjoying it, mate. Hope you're enjoying it. Give to D. He needs it more than tie and boot. I always give to D. When D gets back on his main channel, I'll be able to. Because he doesn't have 1,000 on the one he has now, so I can't give anything. So we'll wait and see. He's back on the 1st of April, he said. So once he is, I'll chuck him a little £10 or £5. It depends how much I have. But we'll wait and see. Wicked. Blue Wicked G-Man. Hey, don't diss Blue Wicked, Mark. Blue Wicked is nice. You know? Blue Wicked is good. Don't diss Blue Wicked, mate. Don't fucking diss it. You know? Your boy likes Blue Wicked. So don't fucking diss it. Right? Say whatever you want to say about it. Don't diss it. Don't diss the Blue Wicked. Don't diss your boy. He likes his bit of Blue Wicked. Right? He likes his bit of Blue Wicked. Lads, I'm just seeing on my sub feed. Mark has a live at 9:45. So what we're going to do, I'm going to hold out until that. And then I'll drop a link, if that's all G. I'll drop a link into Unrivals and we call over there. So big go. So we go until 9:45 and then we rock over to Unrival. All right? We keep it going. We share it. We share it. But I'm still annoyed. You're dissing Blue Wicked. Don't diss Blue. Blue Wicked is nice, man. It's like bubblegum. Put a bit of Jägermeister in it and it's all good. It's all good. It's all G. Blue Wicked and port. I never had that. What's port? I don't even know what that is. But AJ and Fury in Barcelona, Camp Nou, what a fight. And you'd have a cheap holiday. Yeah. I've never been Barcelona. I've actually never been there, Barcelona. I've been to a few places in Spain. Barcelona ain't one of them. I think Barcelona's in the south of Spain. I think, anyway. I could be wrong on that, but I think it's in the south of Spain. You don't drink alcohol. I very, very rarely ever drink alcohol. Very rarely. But when I do, I best believe when all this ends, how we can go on nights out, I'm on enjoying myself. Definitely. 100%. 100%. That's a beautiful thing you do, G-Man. Sharing is caring. I actually don't like the new age saying LOL. Sharing is caring. Nah, man, I'm happy. So I'll make sure I've got his link already copied. So when I finish up here in about 15 minutes time and Mark goes live, I'll drop the link. We rock on over there. And then we take it from there. We listen to what Mark's thoughts are. You see? You help each other out. Oh, is it? If it is, then we're all G. We're all G then if it is. I'll go over there and I'll have Spanish ones left, right, and center then if that's the case. If it's full of them. Then we're all G. We're laughing if that's the case. Yeah, we're absolutely laughing if that's the case. Where's J Dev's comment? Come with the conclusion, G-Man knows a lot about boxing and fuck all about everything else. No. I like to think that I'm quite open-minded about a lot of things, man. Open-minded about a lot of things. Open-minded about a lot of things, man. G-Man knows a lot about several topics, I feel. But, man, I look at it. I read a lot of things. I know a lot about a lot of things. You know? Always trying to broaden, my range of things that I know. Yeah, I do. Joe says Barcelona is fantastic. I've never been, man. I know a load of people who were meant to go over last year before you know what. And that would have been their first time. But I just want to get away to somewhere this year. I've been stuck in this country for the last year and I need to get traveling again. I don't want to be stuck here anymore. I need to get out of here for a bit. It's been, Fury to hit Hearn with a hook at the weigh-in. I'm dying to see John Fury and Eddie Hearn. You know, imagine Eddie Hearn winds up John Fury. That is going to be comical. Eddie Hearn just winds up John Fury. Next thing we see a table get chucked. That's what we end up seeing. We see John Fury end up chucking a table at Eddie Hearn. I honestly think that's going to be funny as fuck. But honestly, I can't. I'm convinced we're getting this fight next. I really am. I really am. I think that the press conference, if and when we get the press conference, it's going to tell a lot about it. Like what Mastermind says there, the press fight will be interesting, but I think the press conference will tell us a lot about how this fight is. We need to see what mind games Fury's playing, because I'm convinced he's playing mind games now. I think he's playing mind games now personally. So we need to see what kind of mind games that Fury is going to play with AJ. You know, when they get there face to face, see what he says to him, etc., etc. Because I'm convinced that's what we're going to see. I'm convinced. I reckon this could end with her playing more mind games with Fury. He could. It's going to be that for me. It's going to be interesting. That press conference is going to tell us an awful lot. It's going to tell us a hell of an awful lot. It really will. Maybe I was harsh, but geography is not G-Man's strong suit. Oh, hell no, man. Geography, I've said it once, I'll say it again. Geography is a no-go zone with me, right? Like, even fucking directions. Like, one of my friends is just like a sponge. He just, you don't even need to show him Google Maps. He goes somewhere once and he knows it. But me, I'm just like, where's this place? Where's that place? Like, I haven't a breeze where a lot of places are. So, like, when I was in, where was it, London? I was convinced, when I was in Stratford, I thought that was in the north of London. I was like thinking, is Arsenal Stadium nearby? And I come to find out that's miles away from Stratford. Like West Side or Westfield is a shopping centre there. And I thought this was near where Arsenal plays, near a West Ham play. I was like, all right, I'm fucking miles away. So geography is definitely not my strong side. The G-Man take leave insert? No, I didn't. Of course I didn't. If I'd done geography in my leave insert, I would have. You know, I wouldn't be making the howlers that I consistently make. But geography is not my strong. Like, I know where certain places are, but after that, if I've no intention of going there, then I don't really need to know. You know. Hey G man, big cactus, big up to you, man. Rarely post, but what's up, mate? Sneaky tenner on a draw. Oh, I'm doing that. I'm doing that as well. I'm putting the tenner on a draw. Yeah, I'm putting the tenner on a draw. Create controversy for more British pay-per-views, sell out Wembley. Yeah, I'm putting a bit of money on a draw just for the sake of it. And yeah, you're right. I did do LCA in school. And what? Let's count apples. What can I say? They thought it was a bit simple in school. What can I say? But fuck it, I did it anyway. I still fucking did it. Still fucking passed. So I'll take it from that. But yeah. So Chris says Barcelona is a fantastic city. You highly recommend it. I must visit. I have to. There's so many countries I want to see. You know, 2020 was meant to be a year where I done a lot more travel than they did, and it really, yeah, it didn't go that way, unfortunately. I think Fury will be strangely nice to AJ and try and kill him with kindness. I don't know if that would work with AJ, to be honest with you. Killing him with kindness. I think AJ is someone you need to rile him up. You need to really rile him up. And I think that's the best way to kind of get in on AJ. I don't think that killing him with kindness would necessarily, benefit him. I think you need to really rile AJ up and see what happens. You know? I think you need to really just rile him up. That's the best way. Stratford ain't even that far, to be honest. West Ham Stadium now closer to Spurs than Arsenal. Yeah, West Ham Stadium is like literally right next to. I walked by it. They were playing a game when I was over there. It's like literally right next to. Is that West Ham? Yeah, it is. That Olympic Stadium. I'm nearly sure that's West Ham Stadium. But yeah, and I walked through it like the height of the fucking game, so I was like, oh shit. I didn't know why there were so many fans. That's a good point. Hearn a build up. AJ is vulnerable, but Hearn could wind up Fury. Oh yeah, I reckon Eddie Hearn will wind up Tyson Fury. But if he winds up John, that's when tables are going to start getting thrown. You know, John Fury has no off switch. He's no filter, that guy. Let's have a bit of a battle royale. Think AJ. I don't think any Fury's mental games will phase AJ, but I think Hearn might get to Fury. Fury's got psychology buttons that can press, and Hearn might be the one to hit them. Eddie Hearn definitely for me. If anyone can get under Fury's skin, it's going to be a certain Mr. Edward Hearn. Eddie Hearn just has that kind of. You just look at him, you just know he has that mentality. You can just get under your skin. He'll find a button to push, and he'll push it. But it's interesting, man. Like that press conference is going to tell us so much. It really will. Visit 22 countries so far. Big plans for 2022. How many countries have I visited? Spain, a few countries in Europe. Fuck all. Nowhere near that. No, it's not even in double digits. Is it? No, it's not in double digits yet. Yet, lads. Yet. But yeah, 2022 is. I'm still hopeful 2021 I'll get somewhere. But God knows. God knows, lad. See Stratford Cinema Picture House. I literally spent the afternoon in Stratford and the rest of the day I spent in the city. Where is that? Gee, man, I would recommend Narnia for a weekend break. Lovely. You mean like the book, Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe? I'm not that bad. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. See, I do not. See? A bit more switched on than that, man. Gotta watch The Pockets, Barcelona. Really? Telling me how to plan a holiday to Barcelona. Miller done well to get in AJ's head. Yeah, that's what I said. Like, that would have been so interesting if Miller hadn't got popped. That's what I will say. If Miller hadn't got popped, that would have been so interesting because he really did rile AJ up. He really did. So that would have been so interesting. Mark telling them leaving cert applied is essentially you get points. Yeah, basically it's like college. That's essentially what it is. It's like you're doing a college course. But they don't tell you that. They tell you that, like, oh, it's because. Well, basically, I was told you're not smart enough to do the normal leaving cert, so you're doing this. And I was like, fine. I hated school anyway, so it didn't bother me. But yeah, that's basically what it is. I don't listen to it, and John Fury says he's ball of anger as complete. Yeah, but he's funny. Like, there's a lot of guys you could listen to, and they are like they're just biased or this that. But John Fury is funny. When I listen to him, I'm just like, this guy is mental. Like, he is just funny to listen to with John Fury. So that's kind of why I listen to him. I just find him funny. More so than anything else. I just find him funny. G-Man, box talk with Ade, you in Abu Dhabi for the Fury fight. I can see it. Imagine they did that. Imagine they like let a few of us YouTubers like over there for like just a bit of media passes. Let some of the bit. That'd be actually a really, really good way to get bloody flipping bit of coverage on it. Let us all over there. Show that you're paying everyone attention. That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. Many who do LCA go down the apprentice route. Honestly, I done LCA. I finished school. It'd be 10 years this summer. No one done an apprenticeship out of my class. No one did. And there was, I think, 15, 16 in my class. No one done an apprenticeship. So I don't know about that. Literally no one did. I actually went to college after that. I finished it, but that was fucking a waste. I done fitness and shit like that. Sports site. Yeah, it was a waste. Barcelona's the worst for begging and thieving. And Jesus, I don't like that. Don't like that. Yeah, Unrivaled. That's bullshit. You can't not asking Unrivaled. Does he want to go? If Mark's not that bad, he's allowed out of Ireland. Like, come on. I know he's from Finglas, but he's allowed out of Ireland. Like, Jesus, it's not that bad. Big up to Unrivaled. Big up to Mark every single time, man. Shout out to Unrivaled. He's my guy. He's my guy. Unrival's my guy. Gee, man, wasn't Fury saying that he was going to go to UFC and beat Brock Lesnar? What happened to that? Fury says a lot of what. Fury is just a one-man contradiction. He says a lot of things that are just absolute out there. AJ versus Warrington. Remember Amir Khan when he accused AJ of banging his wife? That was fucking. Do you remember that? I remember seeing videos on that thinking, this is all, like, I was like, this is a joke. This is just trolling. This is like high level trolling. And then I see Amir Khan be like, no, accusing AJ. What did he think he was going to do? Be like, yo, AJ, you did my wife. I'm going to, I'm going to fuck you up. He was, yeah. AJ, a little flick and Amir Khan be knocked out. That's what would have happened. A little flick on the chin and there goes Amir Khan. That was so funny. That was so funny. Would I ever visit Venezuela? South America is a place I'd love to go. I'd love to go to Peru or Bolivia or somewhere like that, or even Brazil. South America is definitely on my list. Venezuela is not really a country I've thought much about, to be 100% honest and frank with you, but definitely South America is somewhere I definitely like to go to. Definitely. You just need to be careful in the favelas, is what I hear, especially in Brazil. You need to be careful in the favelas. Samoa is actually a part of the world I wouldn't mind seeing, and Samoa is southwest of the Pacific Islands. For those who say I'm not that good at geography, I know where that is. Southwest of the Pacific Islands. For those who say I'm not good at geography, there you go. Bit of geography from your boy there. Joshua's reaction to the can, actually, it wasn't me. Yeah, like Shaggy. It wasn't me. Would I like to go to Israel? No, not a hope. Not a hope in hell would I go to that country. No way. Most travel guides recommend Venezuela due to the political. Oh, recommend against it. I thought you said they recommend it, and I was like, they recommend it because political instability. I was like, oh, right. That's fair enough. I was wondering. I was like, why would they recommend? Imagine like that. Oh, there's political instability. There's wars everywhere. It's the place for you. I read that too quick. That's why. South America is a risky place for crime. I got mugged for one time in my life at a pavilion. Yeah, but pavilion favelas are just, yeah, they're no-go zones though. They are proper no-go zones. In the favelas, they are proper no-go zones. I see no interest in going for me. I know a lot of people head to Venezuela for the fit birds, as they say. Yeah, Venezuela's never been one of my main places that I'd look at going to be honest with you. But South America is a place I would love to go to. I just don't know whereabouts in South America I would go to personally. I'd probably be looking at like Rio de Janeiro or somewhere like that, but God knows. Really, North Korea is very quiet. No one bothers you. Actually, in that region of the world, I've always been fascinated with Vladivostok. I don't know why. It just looks like a nice city. It's in Russia, but it's on the Sea of Japan. It's kind of like in Japan region. Vladivostok always looked interesting to me. I don't know why. Vladivostok looked interesting. It borders North Korea, I think. Vladivostok. I think that's how you pronounce it anyway. But yeah, I really enjoyed Kiev in Ukraine. I was there in 2019. You want a good looking woman, go there, quality. Some of the best looking girls I've seen, right, from East Europe are in Lithuania. Literally, some of the best looking girls I've seen. Moldova and Lithuania. Holy shit. Some of the girls from there, oh my God, they are unreal. They are seriously pretty. Seriously pretty. Yeah, Chile is, you never hear much about Chile, to be honest with you. It's not really a country. I think they've ice mountains in Chile. I think they do, because Chile is very, very near. It's very south region. You can go. Chile extends. It's very narrow and it extends. It borders Argentina. So yeah, that wouldn't be. It's not really somewhere I'd look at. Those Baltic chicks are hot. Lithuania and Moldova. Holy shit! Some of the girls I've seen from there are just damn. They unreal. They ain't bad. Maybe they will. I don't even know what that word is. Don't even know what that word is, man. But lads and lassies, if you have any, I'm gonna wind down on this stream, right? Because I think Mark is going live in what, like 2 minutes. So I'm gonna leave a link in the chat. Give me 2 secs. Boom. There we go. So lads, I'm gonna call this stream here. We'll call it quits. If you could on the way out, please smash the like button. If you could on the way out, if you could. 71 still in the chat. I'm rocking over to Mark's stream anytime, my man, anytime. So Mark, no excuse. We should have about what, 50, 60 in the chat straight away. Big up to Mark. Big up to everyone in the chat. lads and lassies, I'm gonna rock over to Mark's stream. Let's get over there. Support Unrivaled. Big up to everyone. Peace.